I realized we've all been wondering, not if that'll make it in the trash can, but will it, Bo? I mean, come on, we already know trick shots, they're easy. I'll prove it. All right, watch this. Oh, here, come with me. Okay, we got it off. Check it out, check it out. See, that's not a problem, but what is the question? The question is, will it bow? Well, It Bow is a series where we take odd objects and try to make a bow out of them. And today, we're gonna see if flex tape will bow. Oh! I've never used this stuff. Just cut, peel, stick, and seal for DIY projects. Looks like we're in business. I've made many successful bows out of bamboo and ipe, just like this one. Then I tried to make a bow with a rawhide backing and ipe, and this happened. Today I'm gonna use flex tape and ipe to make a bow backing. This stuff is supposed to stretch, it's supposed to be strong. You guys have been recommending it, and I wanna throw this on the back of an ipe bow, and if this works, then we know it's stronger than a rawhide backing. Maybe. We only have one rule for the series, and that is, there are no rules. I've got some ipe gluing up right behind me. From there, we're gonna put a handle on it, straighten up the boards, and then we can put the flex tape backing on, and then I'll let you know what I'm thinking. But for now, let's get to work. If your bow's not perfectly straight, that's totally okay. Now, logic would kind of say to put the handle over here because the limbs are already bending that direction so it can bend. But no, that's not what we're gonna do. We're gonna put the handle on the other side, allowing the limbs to bend even further, making it a faster bow. So if you're ever making a bow, that's something you can keep in mind. For everyone who requested that we do a flex tape bow backing, thank you very much, because this is very interesting. This material's a stretchy, rubberized material that when I pull it apart, it's not difficult, but it just stretches and stretches and stretches and doesn't snap, which is interesting. I'm not sure how this will end up performing. If you live in Colorado Springs and have artistic ability, can you come paint this for me? Something sweet. I spliced the flex tape together in the center because the flex tape was only 5 foot long and I've got closer to a 6 foot long bow. So now it's time to true up these sides, make the top and bottom limb equal on the width. Then we'll cut some grooves for the nocks to sit into. And then from there, we can start tillering. The whole time we've been teeing ourselves up. Now it's time to really pay attention to what we do. There's 2 ways this bow could break. 1, I could screw it up. 2, it could just be the material. And we won't know if it's the material if I screw this up. So I gotta pay attention to detail so that we can hopefully have a good working bow. It's extra exciting to start the tillering process. But it's also so nerve-wracking it makes me almost not want to start and want to procrastinate it. Put yourself in my shoes for a few seconds and imagine you're making a video to figure out whether or not flex tape will work as a sufficient bow backing. Now you've already put plenty of hours, days actually, into the video, whether it be with the editing and the filming, because that takes much more than actually building a bow. And then you get to this part where you're tillering the bow and you think to yourself, I could make this bow work. And if this bow works, I'm just gonna have the sweetest video because I'm gonna have a flex tape bow or a flex tape backed bow. That's gonna be amazing. Or I could break it and there's this build up to this climactic point of the video and then you screw up the bow. On a normal bow, I know for sure that I can make it work. But when I'm experimenting, it makes me hesitant. I become very hesitant on whether or not I should continue working on the bow. Because if I break it, the video is ruined. But that's not true. That's not true. The video's not ruined because I'll have learned something and I could maybe even use a different material with flex tape to continue working on it. So right now, we're gonna break this bow quickly or we're gonna make it work. pause for a second on the tillering because I noticed a slight gap right there. So I went ahead and glued it, and we're gonna try to pull that back together. So I'm gonna let that dry right now. I think it would have held, but I just want to take every precaution I could. I also noticed up here how the flex tape is not flat like it is down here. The reason is because I put that in the clamp when I did the nocks, and I didn't realize, even though the clamp is covered in leather, it still compressed it in a weird way. So I shot some of my favorite super glue under there, and hopefully that'll help hold that backing down. So we're gonna let this glue dry on the bow, then we'll be able to continue tillering. I've had a lot of success in the past fixing bows that the backing started to come off or the handle started to come off due to a poor glue up job. It can definitely be fixed. Lots of times shooting some wood glue or some super glue back in that area and then in some form or another reclamping it down will often be good enough to fix the bow. So if that happens to you with any bow you're making, try to fix it. Don't just call it a dud. Don't just call it a broken bow. Try to fix it and then continue working on the bow. You'll learn a lot more that way. Well, let's see what happened. Just like slid out. The backing didn't hold it at all. I think this is the problem right here with the flex tape. This is about the width of the bow, and I think that's the problem, that it stretches in that direction. Because what happened is it stretched, and it stretched enough that the splinter just lifted up and poked right through the flex tape. As far as I could tell, the tiller looked pretty good on the bow so far, and we didn't pull it past 30 pounds once. There, of course, is a few more things we definitely could have done to try to make this better. We could have put multiple layers of flex tape, and that could have strengthened it, kind of like we do drywall tape. That could have helped out quite a bit. Also, we could have used a different wood material that would have been a little bit more forgiving. So based upon the properties of flex tape and feeling it and my experience with a bunch of different materials, I'm not gonna give it like a 0 score. I'm definitely gonna give it a thumbs down for today, but if you would like to see me try to give it a thumbs up in the future by trying a few more variations of using flex tape in a bow build, let me know. Thanks so much for watching. Stay shatterproof. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.